welcome back to Basement Video Podcast. We are talking about 1982, The Thing. I almost said The Blob. One of my favorite.
Not again.
Not again.
Buzz Aldrin?
No.
That's a different Blob.
The 1982 sci-fi horror classic directed by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell. We're gonna need one more thing to pull up here. We're gonna have to. Can we get a picture of every character, because there's 11 characters in this movie, and I'm gonna have a hard time remembering every single one of those characters' names.
How can you forget
I think
Wilford
John,
Brimley?
you want to pull up IMDb?
We got,
Yeah, I can pull up IMDb.
Is that okay, Cody?
yeah.
That work?
How could you forget Wilford Brimley?
I only remember,
He's got the
I only
bees.
remember Richard Keith because he's the president of
Wilford
Rick
Brimley.
and Morty.
The diabetes.
Hey,
Who?
you know the president in Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Richard Keith.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Keith is dope.
He is
That's
dope.
sick.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Are you good with that?
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. He's one of the animator.
So, what do we got about The Thing? What are your thoughts?
So, it's funny you guys mentioned that we should review this movie, because the other night I was watching there's an X-Files episode that's basically just based around the premise of what the
when
thing
they're
is.
just them two
Wait,
go to
really?
Alaska.
Yeah, it's
sick.
called Ice.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
a good
about
episode.
scientists in the Antarctica and the Antarctic, and they find some sort of like parasite there, and it like turns people crazy. And so Scully and Mulder have to go and figure out what it's all about. But it revolves around the same premise, very close to of what the thing is, and that's a bunch of scientists working up in Antarctica.
Antarctic with the same type of
Yeah.
thing happening.
Same thing happening. Not
Inspired
knowing what's
by The
going on.
Thing.
So it's technically a remake of the thing from. Is it the thing from Beyond or the thing from another world? The old 50s classic.
I think the thing from Beyond,
I think it's the thing.
I'm
from
not
another
100%
world.
sure.
because
to be honest.
that's like both like alien related. Like,
'Cause either way, I prefer this one.
Well, this one,
I-
it's like what a lot of remakes in the 80s did, where it just took an idea from a 50s movie.
Yeah, that's
Except
true.
like The Blob. Like this was one of the ones that took the idea and just made its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because none of this really happens in that movie.
I love the way this movie starts off. You get
The dogs.
the dog, but not only that, it's like you get a view from the airplane of the snow. So
Yeah, like
you
just
are-
Alaska with the
just
snow.
Alaska going over. You see this dog, which I know this has probably been pointed out countless times, but that's probably the best acting dog in a film.
what?
You ever see
He's a
Airbud, bro?
He's a
I was
wildebeest.
gonna say. I was literally about to say, have you seen Airbud?
You ever seen?
Shit.
You ever
no, I
seen
guess I
Beethoven?
haven't.
You ever,
If
you
I
ever
go
seen
s-
Beethoven?
If I
Like,
go watch Airbud,
Beethoven.
how about this, Alex? I'll go watch
Beethoven.
Airbud, and I'll let you know what I thought. Who did had the better acting chops?
Who's the
One of
better
two
dog?
dogs. Yeah, who's the better dog?
You ever watch Friends? They got a monkey on there.
Oh yeah.
I heard he was horrible to act with.
I think you mentioned that before.
so many sexual harassment lawsuits.
No, not
It
that.
was
Definitely
it was
not
the
that.
best of times. It was the blurst of times. Get this monkey out.
That's
of here.
Simpsons, Cody.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
that was a
obvious.
Simpsons reference.
Kind of off topic, I guess, but this character right here, T.K. Carter, you remember him from the movie?
No, I don't.
He was like the younger guy.
Oh, was he the Russian?
Researcher?
No, right here. He was one of the younger guys.
Oh, as Knowles. Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that didn't.
He ages wonderfully.
Yeah, he does.
Because like he's probably in his early 20s, mid 20s.
He looks
in
pretty young in the
1981.
movie, yeah.
And that picture is probably from this fucking year. Like he's been in shows where he plays like a early 30-year-old dad, and he's probably almost like 60.
Wow, he did age quite
Wait,
well.
what? Really?
Like I don't know exactly how old he is, but he ages really good. Because he's he's in like his 40s, 50s maybe.
Holy shit!
And he
Yeah,
looks
you're
really
right.
good.
Oh, he does. So maybe just kind of retell like what this movie is from some people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, sum it up.
And you should, actually, if you haven't seen, you probably shouldn't be watching this video.
I like that, Cody.
Yeah,
Basically,
good call.
no,
Because we spoil it.
we spoil. We just
That's
like
what we
talk
do.
about
Spoilers,
this
by the
movie.
way.
So
in
this
case-
is one of those films that you.
Alex, honestly, you don't have to say it at this point. That's what we do here.
And we had.
I'll kind of just run a brief description of it just in case you do want to check it out without it being spoiled. Is that it's basically it's an isolation film with 11 characters.
Yep.
And you're kind of it's mystery, sci-fi, horror, like I said. You're kind of drawn in to see what's happening with these two groups of scientists. One being the Russians and then the Americans.
Mhm.
So you kind of right again at the beginning is that you can see that something's going on with them, the Russians, and they start attacking their group of scientists. Basically, what they're about to unfold is that they're unearthing a basically an alien life form that has crashed onto Earth.
They don't know this.
They don't know this at the time, right?
They found the spaceship though.
Wasn't that at the end?
That was
No.
a little bit. No, it's closer to like the more of the middle of it. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
In the big ice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. They went back to the because they're like, where did this dog even come from? And they went back to the original campsite
Yeah.
where it came up, and then they found the spaceship.
Well, yeah. I'm just so I'm briefly going over it. Is that yeah? It's just basically an alien life form that it takes character traits from different life forms and replicates them, so that it like mismatched with the whole
which leads
millions
us-
of planets.
Which leads the movie to be one of the time, especially even to this day, probably with some of the best like practical special effects in the movie.
Yes.
Easily,
You
like
really want to show some, Andrew? We got some pictures of some of them. Some
Yeah,
of the
for
classic
sure.
ones.
For sure, buddy. For sure.
Look at that head.
That's a classic.
that is
Whoa.
absolutely terrifying.
That's
I was
dope.
also thinking, like, while I was watching this, a lot of this looks like claymation stuff.
No, it's puppets, 100%.
Does this look
or-
like
yeah, a
California
lot of
raisins to you?
No,
I know you're talking like.
No.
doesn't.
Yeah, it is mostly puppets.
Yeah,
Puppets, animatronics a
Puppets,
bit.
animatronics.
but like
yeah.
the textures of stuff, it looked like very clay.
There might be
like,
there
to
might
me.
be some few
Like this
maybe
head
some few
particularly, I know what you're
claymation parts
talking
in it, but for the
Yeah.
most part, it is just kind of like animatronics.
But when that fucking
Yeah.
dog transforms
Oh
into
my
that,
That was-
god.
That's it.
that oh,
I hate anything that happens to a dog.
well,
yeah,
you don't.
That's the one thing
Yeah.
that I can always say too.
Yeah, I don't like that scene.
That's
No.
why I'll just watch this movie again with John Carper narrating it and be like, "Oh, this was a good dog.
Look
He
at
wasn't
this.
hurt in the scene." And
The spider head was
give him a treat after.
the spider head was probably
Good
my
treat.
favorite of the crab or whatever it is. This is probably my favorite.
I want to talk. Yeah, that's
Like,
your
out of the-
favorite.
out of the
That's
practical
one of
effects?
the most iconic scenes
Yeah, 100%.
The bottom looks just like a ball sack, though.
in this
Three ball.
particular
You should go see a
video.
doctor, Andrew.
Triple ball.
Hey Doc, I got this.
I got this guy's head attached to my ball sack.
No, the
some
bottom.
spider
just the
legs on, I don't
bottom.
know.
Oh, just the bottom? You don't have
just-
these crab legs?
Oh yeah, you guys don't have that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello, my fellow humans. You don't. Where are you? I have my crab legs.
Yeah, it's like the Steve Buscemi thing. Hello, my fellow kids.
Yeah. To me, in my opinion, this is probably like my all-time favorite horror movie, sci-fi horror, whatever you want to call it.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely up there.
is-
For me, at least.
It's up. It's 100% up there because I honestly love like this kind of like. I hate I like I get it. You can't make like amazing stuff with just like real life things, so they do CGI.
I prefer
But
this.
I prefer this 100%. I wish they did like a 2021 like this kind of version movie.
They actually did make a prequel.
A reboot of the reboot. Or no, it was a prequel.
It was a prequel.
yeah.
It was like whatever happened with the Russians, but they were originally going to do it all practical effects, and then last minute the studio came and was like, "Oh, that's fucking stupid. Do it all CGI," and then it was shit.
so
That's
dumb.
what happened with Jurassic Park, too, eh?
It makes sense.
Jurassic Park was all going to be animatronics
Yeah,
and puppets and shit.
I saw that in the Netflix, like the movies. That
No, I just knew that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch that.
There's something. I mean, I don't know. This
Yeah,
has
you
probably been
did.
said a lot of times too. Is that there's something more like impressive about like actors actually having something to look at and be disgusted by it.
What do you mean you don't like
When you're looking
actors,
at a tennis ball.
You don't like actors covered in balls and green morph suits?
have you ever seen that video from Twilight where it's
Yeah.
like Kristen Stewart
Yeah.
petting Taylor Lautner?
Yeah.
I never saw
You
that
should
one.
pull it up. It's funny as fuck.
Pull it
I'll
out.
find it.
But what I wanted to say was that like.
Say it with some pep in your voice, Alex.
So
Well, that's the one thing is I always tend to like forget because we always like have it or well we each one always like sort of say what we're saying, but it was just I wish they like did bring this stuff like back again, and it was more like
There's
it had more
yeah.
feeling, it had more passion to it. Like did you remember the scene where like he was like, "Oh, my stomach hurts," or he's like, "Oh, he's flatlining. We gotta bring him back with a defibrillator." And then like as he puts his hand to defibrillate, the fucking stomach opens up like a mouth, and then his
Oh
hands
god, that was so sick.
and then his hands get eaten. It was like that's amazing. Like I don't care what CGI can do. That's bonkers. That's amazing right there. That's real. Like I want.
they got a real amputee for that.
For that scene, yeah.
where he doesn't have the hands. Just replace the.
Hey, let's watch the clip from Twilight Andrew's talking about. Andrew, you got it up?
There was a great deal more personal interaction
wow.
between our wolf
Got it?
and the humans.
Yeah, this isn't the full part. Just skip to the part.
So in that particular instance,
Okay, here you go. Look. But wait, it gets better. She like starts petting him and stuff.
He's got sweat stains.
Can you imagine just being like that person though? I think that's good enough. To be honest, we can just stop that.
You don't want to see her pet him?
Almost like a real.
Oh, right here, right here.
Fine. Okay. Yeah, here we go. And then they just CGI a wolf in over.
Hey, that works for like Planet of the Apes, but that's different kind of.
Yeah, it's
Because we're already. We're
but
close
like
enough.
they also gave them like walking props
and they
and
actually
stuff.
learned how to walk like apes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'll accept. That
They
in.
just sat
We're
her patting him on the head.
Once in a while, newer movies do that type of stuff. Not that, the CGI, but like practical.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the newer Star Wars movies. Like
Well, they
the
probably had
first
to do
one,
that.
J.J. Abrams tried to make as much animatronics and puppets
And I
that he
love
could.
that about that movie,
Like when you go to the cantina, and that one was it Maz Cantina?
where they meet Chewbacca's girlfriend or whatever her
Yeah,
name
where
was.
there's just it's pretty much supposed
Where's
to
my
be
boyfriend? I love that.
Star
Wookiee.
Wars.
I love that Wookiee.
We
ass.
know all about it.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Dark Crystal show that no one liked on Netflix that came
I
out.
was actually thinking
I
about
watched that. I love that.
Yeah, that no one liked.
Didn't they cancel it?
That they canceled it, I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
They
Is
canceled
it good? Did you watch it?
They
No,
canceled
Alex
it?
watched it. So Alex, what was
I watched every single one. I loved it. Yeah.
What was it about?
The Dark Crystal? It was like pretty much what happened before the movie. Because in the movie, the leader of the Skeksis dies of old age, and then the Skeksis are like, "I'm the new leader. No, I am." And then they have like this challenge where like, okay, here's a rock. Whoever cuts through this rock first is the new leader. And like, rah! And then they just keep like swinging at this rock, and in the end, the general becomes the leader, which kind of like. The only thing the Netflix version did different from the movie was that the general, he becomes the new leader in the movie, but in the Netflix he dies in like the war against like with the fairies or whatever they're at.
Damn, dude, you really sold this show.
It's just I love the show. It's just like the Skeksis are like this like. There's a lot that happens, and I think the Netflix is just more interesting to watch than the actual movie itself.
Dude, have you seen the shit that Netflix has to fucking scrape from the bottom of the barrel these days?
Like what?
They've had some good stuff lately,
Ed-
but like this is how Netflix goes. Like their year, it's like half the year is just like I'm not watching Netflix. I don't turn it on at all, and then
Yeah.
they get like a few good things that I want, like Fear Street or like Toys That Made Us, movies that made us, like little
Yeah, little
documentaries that
things
they
like
do.
that. But now they got this.
I feel like
they have
Disney
this
Plus.
blind dating show where it's just two people who are like, oh, we're trying to prove that looks don't matter in a relationship, and then it's like all these attractive people, then they just dress up like weird like beasts and shit's called sexy beasts or something.
Oh, I've seen clips of that on.
So they all know that they're all beautiful looking.
no, they
anyway.
don't know what they look
that,
like.
but it's like they don't end up being like that. But it's just like they're just dressed up like as weird characters, like panda bears or like fucking weird demon
Furries.
looking things. Yeah, really. Yeah, I don't even.
I don't know if you can say that's weird. I mean, people.
Go look it on. Not even.
Alex said he'd fuck Marge Simpson.
No, I'm just never said that.
I
Do you
know.
guys know what's going on with the He-Man Netflix show right now?
I heard a lot of backlash on it, but I know you're already going to tell me everything that the internet
No,
said,
I know what
but I
you're-
watched it and it wasn't bad. Like the story.
I know
was-
you don't think it's bad because you're like I have no. I think this is
No, I get why people don't like it, but like the people that don't like it that only watch the first episode, saw it happen, didn't read the rest of the story. The rest of the story is really good.
no. They fuck up with the story because the character doesn't make any sense. The main character is supposed to be He-Man. They make it focus on the girl.
No, Alex, he died in the first episode.
Yeah, and guess
no,
what?
No, listen, it's not. It's about He-Man's sacrifice the whole series.
Yeah.
and he comes back, and he comes back.
Okay, but that's not the point. The point is that everyone's
The show's
shitting-
called Masters of the Universe. It's not called He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
Okay,
anymore.
that's not
It's
the
about- it's
point. That's
about
not what I'm
everyone.
saying. I'm getting upset because you're not letting me finish.
Say
I'm
what
getting
you're gonna
ups-
say.
I'm saying that the main character is just over like she makes it seem like everyone owes her everything, and this is her suffering. She's like,
It is her suffering. 'cause-
no, it's not her suffering. What is she to suffer?
Can I talk? Is that cool?
No, dude, it's Alex's show.
She finds out at the beginning of the series everyone she loved lied to her, so she leaves.
Oh,
so she's pissed at
boo-hoo.
it.
This is not a big
Oh,
deal, though.
so it's suffering to her, but it doesn't matter because you don't consider it suffering.
No, it's not suffering because it's the fact that like she was like, maybe I don't want to save the world because I'm butthurt that people lied.
No, yeah, I'll agree with you. That part was stupid, but the whole arc with her, besides that, wasn't bad. That part was stupid. I agree with you on that. That she second guessed saving the world.
So she had daddy issues, and then she was just gonna shave
It
her
wasn't
hair.
just daddy issues. Everyone lied to her. She didn't even know that Adam was He-Man until he died.
I think the general who's always been loyal to the king should not have been
No, yeah, I didn't think so.
That didn't
either.
make
That
any
was a little
sense.
harsh.
Like I was like, "Whoa, dude!" Like, and then she was just like, "No, you don't understand. You all lied to me." And it's just like,
You wouldn't be mad if everyone you know in your whole life has lied to you?
I don't give a fuck. Lied to me or what?
about who He-Man was, who you
If
like.
you can't put the fact that the prince and
I
He-Man are
guess.
not the same people, then you're brain dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, but for the sake of the show's lore, they had to do that. It's like Superman and Clark Kent.
Yeah, literally.
Adam's just a little smaller, same haircut. Hey, can we talk about the thing instead of how butthurt you are about the cartoon?
I'm just butthurt because you're like, I think it is just and fair.
So before, I know you guys mentioned the dog morph as the first thing, but I guess the first thing to notice is that when they actually do find the Russian scientist that kills himself.
Yeah.
I think
When they get there or whatever.
yeah, they bring him in, but then they actually have almost like a mummified version of what the thing would be or what the thing tried to replicate, and it's basically just two split faces.
That was
kinda
really cool.
drooping.
Yeah.
And this is what I was kind of getting into. It's like now you have all these actors looking at this disgusting fucking
thing.
mummified two-faced thing, kind of get you into the mood of what's to come.
Well, yeah, what's to come, yeah.
And
Atmosphere.
the atmosphere is great. I love how that it's like I want to say the lighting's really good too, but it's all blue. I don't know why. It's something.
They're in the
that-
Arctic.
Yeah.
I know that's what I liked about it.
It's literally the definition
It's
of
John
cold
Carpenter
coloring.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But no, that first morph, the dog morph, is fucking cool as hell.
Oh, yeah.
You see the dog just split open, and it's not even that. When you look at it, it's just how many different like things you could see, or
Different
like
dog
animals that it tried to
heads.
replicate as
Yeah,
like
yeah.
different eyes and stuff like that, and it folds up and it just has this almost like human eye, and that expands into something else where it's just like
Yeah, like you see it.
several tentacles and whatever.
Oh, no,
It's a
never mind.
terrifying thing, like, because like they chop off his head, and you can see that like it doesn't matter how many times you cut it up, each individual piece will be like almost like it's like a worm. When you cut up a worm, it just becomes two worms, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Which is it? Yeah,
Which is
I
what
wanted to say
hap-
that,
which
which
what
is
happens.
happens in the X Files episode. Is what that
Yeah.
happens.
And
That's for another
this
episode.
X-Files coming soon.
this movie is honestly.
We're gonna talk about the X-Files.
Yes.
When?
I was okay.
September?
September.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
Wake me up. When September ends.
But then you'll miss my.
Oh, sorry, wrong song. In September.
X Files.
X-Files.
X-Files.
But yes,
Doing
Alex,
it.
you're
That's
right.
one
They
fun.
were, yeah, when you chop it up, it still kind of adapts and evolves to the situation.
And I
Kind of
think-
fit in.
And I think the whole fear of like one of us could be like the like
That
the,
yeah,
I-
that scene with the blood where they're taking the blood. Oof. The tenseness.
Yeah, so like I talked about, it's like isolation, but not even that. It's a lot of like the idea of like suspicion among all the people that you're with, and
He
not being
could-
able to trust anybody.
you could say it could be Among Us, one of the monsters.
Wow. Are you sus?
Fun fact though, they didn't actually. So when they were filming, John Carpenter didn't tell any of the actors that like who was the thing. So they all kind of almost like that suspicion.
That's
was
smart. I
little-
love when
yeah.
they.
And he would actually like freeze their asses off in this.
I
Some
absolutely.
Stanley Kubrick kind of shit.
I absolutely love when movies do stuff like that to make it so that their reaction's more real. That's like
Yeah.
if you guys watched Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Which one's that?
Yeah, which
The
one's that
second-
called? What is it?
I know it's the
Oh,
second
Dead
one.
Man's Chest. That's where
Okay,
they find
yeah,
that
yeah,
the and then Jack Sparrow dies, and they're like, "We need to save him from Davy Jones' locker, but who is brave enough, wise enough to know these weird waters?" And then like when they bring in the main villain from the first movie, they never told the cast who was going to be the person. So when they saw that they brought in the main like the villain, all their like surprise expressions was legit. So it was like really cool when they he was just like, "So what happened to my ship?" as he eats the apple, and the monkey goes on his shoulder and just goes like his. And it's like really. I love Pirates.
How we described that step?
I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Have I mentioned that?
After
Pirates?
like
You
John.
described it like a fine
Me
detailed thing.
describing
I loved it.
Punch
Have I-
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Was that wait? Was that really good? Was that like a good?
Yeah, it
like-
was good.
It was just funny. Yeah, it's
You
good.
really painted.
You just
a
like if you
picture.
didn't know what they were talking about now, like
Now you
know
do.
yeah, you do.
You guys ever played the Thing game?
no.
I remember my friend rented it a while
Xbox,
ago.
PS2. Every time you played it, someone different was the Thing.
I mean, that would make sense.
No, I know, but I mean, like the whole story would change every time you played it. Like different things would happen. There wasn't one time you'd play it and something the same would happen.
Oh,
Yeah. Actually, I was interested. Yeah, I remember the game before I actually watched the movie for the first time.
What was it on?
Xbox, PS2.
It's kind
Oh,
of
that's
that
Maybe not even
generation.
PS2. It might have just been Xbox.
I feel like it was a good game though. From what I hear.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
probably
well,
would have been sick.
How sick was it? Is it?
I don't know. Did you
Yeah,
play
that's sick.
Serious Sam?
yes.
That
I-
game was sick.
I love Serious.
I've never
Sam.
played Serious Sam.
My
It was
favorite.
so sick.
My favorite monsters from those were the guys that had bombs or hands and they were headless and they just scream, "Grrr!" and they would chase you.
Yeah, it was dope.
You never played it, did you?
Yeah, I played it.
brought it
every
up.
day.
You did bring it up.
Why would he bring it up if you never played it?
Because
I
he
just
didn't-
don't remember it that well.
Okay, that's what I was
I
gonna
played
say.
it a
Just
lot.
Remember, it
though.
was a sick game.
He doesn't even because he didn't react to like the most iconic enemy in that game.
I like the one-eyed guys.
You know
The
what's
purple
funny?
ones.
Like, yeah, that's kind of like the early 2000s kind of horror game.
Yeah.
And I kind of I just as like growing up, I remember always going to like Blockbuster with my cousin and stuff like that, and just like
I'm your cousin.
yeah, we didn't do that though.
No.
No, he was like a lot
His
older
better
than me, though.
cousin.
He was like 19 years older than me.
It's
Kinda.
super cool, cause
But he was still in early video games, and but just like those particular, like that game particularly probably came out obviously like in the early 2000s, of like just like the horror genre for that, the PS2.
Yeah.
And I just remember like there's one particular game that I just saw. Do you remember the game Ghost Hunter?
No.
It was I don't know. I kind of want to play it right now, but it was almost like Ghost. It was like more like a mature rated Ghostbusters kind of.
You sure it's called Ghost Hunter?
It's called literally Ghost Hunter, yeah, and it's like it's almost like you're like a noir cop, but like trying to figure out like all these like mysteries. I don't know. It was cool, and it just kind of reminded me because you brought up the thing.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
horror movies or horror games in
That
that,
partic-
era was pretty
Yeah, in that area. Era. It's funny to think about the early now we can think about like the early 2000s. Be like, oh yeah, the early 2000s. Then people say like the 90s, the 80s, you know, like. But yeah,
wasn't there another horror movie that was like it takes place in a high school, and one of the students was like infected with some sort of like queen insect or something like that? It was almost like the same kind of like premise of like The Thing, except it was like one of these high school students was carrying this queen insect or whatever, and so the way that they tested who was holding it was that they had to drink something that was like high concentrated in like an element like salt or something, and if they were like
Yeah, I don't know,
reacted
buddy.
to it, then no one.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sounds
No,
good. I just
no
don't have no idea.
Sounds like a good.
I mean, it's pretty much like the It plot kind of, except this time it's like a
You
queen.
mean The Thing?
Yes, sorry.
you,
I love the It.
What's just cousin
It's
it?
just, it's just Pennywise up in Antarctica.
That'd be kind of cool.
they had that
Yeah,
thing
to be
reference in it chapter 2. Remember the kid's head comes off and it turns into the spider.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
That's true. It does.
In
I wonder
chapter
if they
2.
did that because like in the original movie or whatever, it was like the 50s, so they did like the Wolfman. But for this one, for them growing up, I guess it would have been would be the thing they'd be scared of.
Yeah.
Because that was the 80s.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that makes sense.
Yeah. But
I like it.
anyways. Yeah.
So, anything else? Sorry.
Keep-
What are you?
What are you about to say?
How do you feel about I asked this more specifically to Andrew because full disclosure, I don't know if I'm not trying to out you on this, but one time I came over to Andrew's house and we were watching another John Carpenter film called They Live. And he said it was boring and he fell asleep.
Bro, we've
So,
gone over this
I-
like 9 times.
Okay, I'm not putting you out on that. I'm just asking you, how did you feel? Because I feel like this movie as well
I'm gonna
does
out
have a little
Andrew
bit of a
again.
slow burn as well.
Out me, John.
I'm gonna out Andrew again. Andrew didn't finish the thing because he fell asleep.
You fell asleep during The Thing?
Okay, I watched 3.
We
or
watched all
3
the Spider-Man,
shows.
all Parent Trap, and The Thing was last.
And he edits our videos and he
Yeah.
Okay, if it was the last thing to watch, then that makes sense. That'd be
It was
Yeah,
like
dude.
3, 4 in the morning, probably.
Yeah, it was like 4.
Oh, I was gonna say like if you were just I was like you slept through The Thing. I was like what like
But yeah, what I was getting
Me and
into
my
is
cat were snuggling up and
Aw.
got all comfy and fell asleep.
it's a weird kind of like I said, it is a slow burn, but it's almost like a comfy film in a horror way.
Like, I don't feel it was
You know
a
what I
boring
mean?
part.
It's like I like bottle films.
Yeah, I
and things
didn't
like
feel
that.
bored about it. I was tired.
You're just tired at that
Yeah.
point. Okay, well, I was asking you guys. It is kind of like almost like, but that's how you
keeps
build
you interested
suspense.
the whole time.
You know?
Because you
Yeah.
have suspense even when
Especially-
they're not doing anything.
Yeah, especially
Right.
with the horror movies now, where it's just like, oh, jump scare, like this. It's like you're building it up, you're showing it in different ways. Which actually, I don't know if it's one of the first ways it also shows. Oh no, when it finally goes over to humans, and it's one of the characters. I don't know. Let's see, you have to pull up the thing because there's so many characters in this movie, and I'm only gonna remember this.
It's still up.
split
Few, but there's quite.
Right
yeah.
here.
There you go.
Let me see. Oh, they look different.
Remember
They're so much older
Wilford
now.
Brimley's character? They put him out in the shed or those whatever.
that was the
Yes,
one
that was
put in the
Dr.
shed.
Blair. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it might have been no. Palmer was the older guy. But anyways, the guy who ended up his fingers being elongated,
Yeah.
and you see him, and he just starts. He lets out this like scream, and he just kind of looks to the side, and it's like, fuck, like this is what we have to deal with now. And I just love the way they showed that.
Do you think they named this guy Fucks on purpose?
Joel Pulls
F-U-C-H-S.
fucks.
Yeah, that guy fucks.
Futch.
Yeah, this is an all male cast too, which is funny.
Wasn't there a girl? Was there not a girl? In
There's
that?
not one girl in this whole movie.
I thought
one
there
of the-
was. I thought
maybe
there
one of the
was.
Maybe the dog. Yeah.
What was the? Is that the newer?
That's
I think
a
that's the
girl.
newer movie that I'm thinking of, where like it was.
Yeah, I think there was a girl in the newer one, but
because
I didn't watch
everyone was dead, and then it was just her and the guy in the truck, and the truck was like, "We sure made it out of there, fellow human," and she like shot him with a revolver or something like
that. I
that.
don't know. I didn't see it.
Remember when they thought, what the fuck's this guy's name?
Oh,
The actor.
Kurt Russell?
Yeah, when they thought Kurt Russell's in, he just blow torches people.
Yeah, it was badass.
I kind of want to know what trivia, what movie trivia this thing has.
Why?
I don't know. I like movie trivia. It's like things that you never really catch. That's like it's kind of interesting.
I liked even right away, like just the technology that they had back then, but just the way of them showing how the thing like duplicates itself, and it basically just looks like asteroids on the computer.
There was a woman. Sorry to cut you off. Do you recognize her?
She did the voice of the computer.
She did the voice of the computer, but she's the actress that was the main woman in Escape from New York.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you
But does that
Go.
count though? She was just
There she
the computer voice.
goes.
there.
She wasn't even credited. What?
Yeah, uncredited too.
Cool.
Wow.
Stupid. Do you recognize this guy? Oh, boys, do you recognize fucking Richard Major?
Nope.
No.
The dad from Encino Man.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Do you recognize him now?
No,
Yeah.
but you probably do.
Were you the thing? That
Yeah,
was,
what the
that was fucked. Big yawn.
She's gonna eat your soul.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Not much left.
That's funny, yeah, the guy from Cena Man.
Yeah.
When are we gonna review that movie, eh?
Yeah, we did, but it sucked, so we didn't put it out.
You're not supposed to tell people.
I mean, we did it, we didn't do it, and it was really good, but we didn't.
It was a lost. It's one of those lost episodes.
Hello.
we're gonna
Lost tapes.
redo it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
redo it.
Yeah. We'll get Alex to watch it.
I've seen it. I don't like it. I never want to watch it again.
Get him to watch it again and rip on the movie, I guess. We'll have 2-on-2. Because I liked it and John liked it, but
That'd
Cody
be fun
did
if
not.
we do kind of like
I
a
like it.
battle.
We debate it.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I don't like fighting with you
No, not
guys.
fighting, debate.
We're doing a debate.
I don't like talking about movies that I hate though.
Friendly debate.
I can.
All you
I,
talk about is how movies are painful. All of them, though.
I think the only movies that I would enjoy talking about how much I hate would probably be the Star Wars one. Like the new trilogies. I hate the new. Well, no. The episode 7 is probably the only one I like out of the new trilogy.
The third one was only bad because of the second one.
Yeah, the second one was. Oh my god, I fucking hate the second one. With a
Star
passion.
Wars.
I've said this before, but the second one would have been a
Jar
good
Jar
movie if it wasn't
Binks
Star
and
Wars.
stuff.
Literally, yeah. You know
Star
what? That's
Wars.
actually
Because
good.
there's a lot of
Darth
good concept
Vader.
art and like the way things looked. You know what I mean?
Sky-
Yeah, that's a good
Skywalker?
point, John.
If it
Yeah.
wasn't Star
Princess
Wars,
Leia.
Hey, shut up, fellas.
E.T. or not E.T.
E.T. wasn't Star Wars.
What's the? He was. Yeah.
Ewoks.
What are you guys talking about?
They're pretending
Star
they know what they're
Wars.
talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
They've never watched Star Wars. Outed.
none of you watch Star Wars at all.
Dude, didn't you just hear all that lore we know?
Yeah, that's true.
Clearly, we
Quite a lot.
watched it.
I knew that E.T. was in it.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut.
That's a deep.
Guys, we're talking about the only alien that matters here right now. And you guys
Slave
fucking going
Leia.
on about E.T. and fucking Ewoks and
the only alien that matters, the thing. He doesn't even get a name. He just gets all the thing.
If you were to name it the thing, what would you call it?
it's a thing.
Marvin.
The Martian?
Watch out, it's Marvin, guys.
Joey.
I'd name him Wendy Williams.
Full name.
Don't out her.
I would name him
dude.
from
That's her
thing
That's
from
her
another
truth.
world.
Do you guys ever see her like pass out?
Yeah.
Wait,
Wear
what?
the Statue of Liberty costume.
Yeah. It's fucking- That's not funny. I mean, no.
As you laugh,
Fuck me at the Pride Rock.
it's a fly. It's chasing a fly. Are we about wrapped?
So yeah, this movie, like I said, it does build up the horror quite nice and the suspension, things like that. I mean, but it still has that little bit of 80s cheese here and there. I mean, especially watching it now, I don't know how people might have thought when this came out. Actually, it bombed when it came out.
Yeah, yeah. But I,
Wait, what?
But that's
Really?
only because it was the same summer that E.T. came out, and so everyone was
Oh.
so I want to see this cute little alien and not this.
Well, I was reading
fucking-
that John Carpenter usually takes his failed movies pretty hard, but he's like, this one, he's like, I knew it was good.
Yeah,
He's like, I didn't care that
He
it
was-
bombed. I knew it was good. There was just other shit going on.
Yeah,
That's
He
terrible.
said this
kept
is his
on
favorite
going.
movie he's made.
it's his masterpiece. I think he said. What did you say?
I think he said his masturbate.
This is my math.
What other movies did he go on to make?
They Live, Escape from New York. Escape
Something
from
about
LA.
vampires.
It was just called
Um,
Vampires.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
Halloween.
Yeah, he did the first Halloween.
Yeah. He's got a quite impressive discography.
Can you imagine?
The Fog. I forgot he did The Fog. Yeah.
Can you imagine making a movie and then all of a sudden, like, I heard this Spielberg's guy's making this thing called E.T.? Nah, it's not gonna be a big
Well,
deal.
I feel like all
I don't
his
think he
movies
cared.
aren't even in the same realm as E.T.
Yeah, like
Like
he
I
did
get
it-
like what Cody was saying. E.T. was a big movie when it came out. Everyone was going to see it. They're not going to see the thing.
right, but
like,
it's,
it's
yeah,
two
it's
very
true. It's two
different
very
movies.
different films. But that was kind of, it was part of the reason though. Regardless.
Yeah, you also got to like think of the time back then. They weren't all
Yeah.
going out to see 3 or 4 movies.
That's-
Like,
I was just-
movie,
Yeah,
you saw,
exactly.
like,
Right,
one.
right.
I was just about to say, like, back then it was like going to movies was like that's
big
a thing, a big thing.
Yeah.
Me and you, like, we can go like, let's go watch all the movies like every week or something like that.
Yeah, it was
And-
like, hey, we got 2 alien movies picked from here. We got
Yeah.
this one or this one, and you know, your kid looks at that. You got because you go with the whole family, right? So you're like,
Yeah. Okay, we won't see the thing. We'll go see the friendly alien ET.
and
Who dies and turns white and that doesn't know what's going to happen to him.
Wow.
we can
and
do
then
that.
the government cuts him off at the end.
No, they don't.
I know.
You don't know that.
I don't mind doing a review for the ET because I watched that and I still don't get the hype why people are like that movie
That's for
so
another
much.
day. But yeah, I agree with you.
It's over your
We
head,
can
I
talk about
guess.
that.
According to John.
What the? I ordered you able to sleep in. Now you're.
One for one, buddy. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
How many dead Wilford Brimleys on ice do you give this?
is he
I
dead?
don't even.
Is,
This
oh
is-
fuck,
this
he's
is
dead
on-
in real life too.
Is he?
Jeez.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
died.
you think he is. I
Okay,
don't,
how many? Let's get
I just wanted.
his character name. How many dead Dr. Blairs do you give this?
9 out of 10. Easy. I love this movie.
10 out of 10 for me. Now let me just go. What?
It's no Parent Trap.
Yes.
I'll go 8.5 out of 10.
Bruce, one of my favorite scenes here. You were talking about the blood test.
Yeah, that was one of my
I
favorite.
love the build up into that, and I love the way they figured that out.
effects when the blood starts like freaking out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like how his head kind of almost like just turns into a Venus flytrap.
Yeah.
Just devours the guy's head and starts swinging them all around.
Oh, I forgot
And that
about
was the
that.
bit of that 80s cheese that I was talking about where it's like, that looks really funny, but it also looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And you like, I don't know, it just keeps building up in the end. And then just, I guess the only thing maybe like near the end when you see the final form of what the thing is, and it's just kind of this like huge dog with a couple other dogs coming out of it and stuff like that. It's fine. It's whatever. But it's the ending itself that I really liked because it ends on that like ominous note of you still don't really know
if
What's-
it's
what
you
happened.
can trust. Yeah, or what
Yeah.
happened. And I
Yeah.
really want just the ending. I was like, wow, this is my,
It's still out there.
yeah. I'm glad they never made a sequel though. It stands alone. It's one of those films that stands alone as what it is, you know, and it doesn't need a sequel. It doesn't need a prequel.
Yeah, like Harry
Back in the-
Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh.
Exactly.
that needed a sequel because there was
No, they didn't have anything after that.
okay.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
What you're saying you don't
know. I only
like?
saw the first one. Actually, no, I watched them all.
Out of all those movies, I think
Second one's my favorite.
second one, yeah, and then the Prisoner of Azkaban, and then the first one, then Chamber of, and then the Order of the Phoenix.
A lot of they also had a lot of I mean, because this thing they did back in the 80s, they did a lot of like the matte paintings for the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Like
but
which
that's
I
it.
think they did. I don't know if it was the same dude that did the Star Wars shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they had one of them for when they show the spaceship. Going back to around
Yeah.
to that is when they accuse the doctor of being the thing and they lock him up.
Yeah.
And they show
Dr.
him, but
Blair.
he like builds a fucking little UFO. And it's
Yeah,
pretty
that was
funny.
funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I give
What
this.
do you guys say? You're looking at me all cute.
Nothing.
You just like staring at me.
He's like, I'm just.
Yeah, I'm just watching the show.
I get that a lot.
I wish we got it more.
What's you staring at me?
People staring at you,
Yeah, we do.
because then they'd watch the show.
So I give this 10 out of 10. Whatever you.
I said 8.5.
I can give it 10 out of 10.
Are we arguing?
Okay. No, I don't know. What about you?
give it
You said
10.
Alex a 9?
I gave it a 9 easy.
Andrew, what about the half?
So because I didn't see the end, I'm gonna go with a 6.5. But had I seen more, it could have increased.
Did you like it better than the Blob?
Yes,
Yeah, it's a better movie than The Blob.
exceptionally more than the Blob.
Yeah,
The Blob's a flick. This is a movie. This is
I
a
gave
film.
the Blob a 3.
I like the Blob too.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though, when I say that?
Yeah.
The Blob's a flick. This is a film.
Yeah.
Right.
This is like a piece of art. Where
A masterpiece.
the Blob was like, we gotta get something out, boys.
Buzz Aldrin, we need him.
Someone call him up. Anyone got Nace's number?
Nice.
I don't have it.
Oh.
And this is something far sinister from the outer depths of space.
Next week on Basement Video, we call NASA.
See you then.